Hi guys, James Orr, founder of Decisive Trading. This video is really the start of a new series of videos for Decisive Trading. So whereas I tend to focus on the technical side of things, with these videos what I want to do is start looking at the human aspect of trading. So things like trading psychology, trading experiences, and the overall journey of becoming a trader. What it also lets me do is step out from behind the charts. So whereas usually you hear my voice and you just see the picture of the charts on the screen, this allows me to get in front of the camera. It allows me to show you that I am just a normal person. And through sharing my own experiences, I'm going to show you that no matter how hard it is, or no matter what you're going through, we have all gone through the same things. So anytime you go onto any trading educational site or you watch any video with a trading educator in it, no matter how simple they make things look, or no matter how simple they are saying to you that trading should be, they have all gone through the same struggles and the same hardships that you have. There's no way to learn trading without the mistakes, without the stress, and without feeling like picking your computer up and throwing it against the wall at times. So the first thing, and to do with that, is you need to have a why for trading, a why for why you want to become a trader. Now, if you're like me, and I think 95% of the people who come to trading are similar, when you first approach trading, you come for one thing, and you come for the money. Specifically, fast money. You want to become a multi-millionaire. You know, when I first came, I thought I was going to be rich very quickly. I think I gave myself 2 months to learn, and then I intended to quit my job, make all this money. By Christmas, I'd have an account of £250,000. And then, basically, in the very short-term future, I see myself with private islands, private jet, a submarine, 2 submarines maybe, because one might break down and I might want to go somewhere. But what happens is you very quickly and brutally realize that that is not the case. Trading is not about fast money at all. In fact, it is a lot of hard work. When you're learning to trade, it is incredibly stressful also. You're going to make those mistakes, you're going to lose money, and you're going to feel like giving up. And when the money is taken out of the equation, so when you start to realize that, hang on a second, I'm not going to make all this money very quickly, you come to a fork in the road. There's a point where, when you realize that money is at best far off in the distance, and more likely trading is going to take you a lot of time to build you a good career, a good income, rather than the countless millions. When you realize that, you are going to consider giving up. I did it. Almost every person I know who's a professional trader did the exact same thing. And what you need to have is a why for trading. And if you don't have a why for trading, it's something that you should consider, because chasing the money is fine. I mean, a lot of people do just chase the money in whatever they do in life, whatever career they go into, they're just looking for the money. But if you look at those people, and if you speak to those people realistically, they tend to be very stressed, they tend to be quite unhappy, and they tend to not be a lot of fun to be around. In all honesty, those people are, they're so focused on the money that they forget to have a life. So when you come to that point where you're thinking about giving up as a trader or as a potential trader, you're going to start considering, well, why do I actually want to do this? If it's not going to make me money, or fast money I should say, if it's not going to make me fast money, why do I want to do this? And for me, there were a couple of reasons. Now, your reasons, if you have them, may be completely different. That's absolutely fine. In fact, I am actually quite interested to hear what your reasons are, so feel free to share them on the video. For me, there were, I guess it was 2. The first one was when I looked at trading, I seen freedom. I viewed trading as a way to achieve almost complete freedom. Now, all of us And you know, unless you're born into a huge trust fund, something like that, we have to work. We have to work to make money, to pay the bills, to keep the roof over our heads, things like that. And there's not a lot of things you can do where you are given a lot of freedom. Now with trading, all I need is my laptop, so my trusty laptop, and a Wi-Fi connection. So I can trade from anywhere in the world. I don't need to be sitting in an office. I can do it with the laptop sitting on my lap, sitting in my living room, lying on top of my bed. If I'm getting a bit stressed and I need to get away from things, I can go to a villa somewhere where it's not grey like it always seems to be in Scotland, and I can sit by the pool with the laptop on my lap and be working, you know, sitting on the charts. On top of that, if I want to have a day off, I can have a day off. I don't have anyone to answer to. I don't have to phone up the boss and say, can I have a day off, or pretend to be sick. I can just take a day off. And that was one of the real main attractions for me with trading. The second one was that I found I had a real passion for it. And if you have a real passion for something, it doesn't need to be trading, it makes things a lot easier. Because suddenly you're doing it because you enjoy it rather than because you have to do it. You know, when I look at the charts, it's almost like I see a code on the screen. So you can think of something like the matrix code. When you see the matrix code scrolling down the screen, and if you learn enough about trading, you can start to read that code and you can start to understand what it's telling you. And I really enjoy the aspect of trying to figure out what the markets are doing and what it suggests it's going to do in the future. And then if you can do that, you're able to profit from those moves. Now, with those two things in mind, I decided that I wanted to keep going rather than give up and try something else. When I decided those two things, it also made things a lot easier, because rather than sitting down at the computer and thinking, okay, I need to make money, I need to be, you know, doubling my account in this amount of time if I want to keep on track to make £1 million by this date. Instead, I was a lot more relaxed because the money was then a secondary thing. I was looking at this as something that could grow into a career that would give me freedom. And it would be something that when I woke up and turned the laptop on, no matter where I was, I would enjoy it. And what I started to do was, I didn't have to take every trade. In fact, that's actually probably the best way to put it. I stopped trading so much because when I turned the charts on, I was able to just paper trade. I could put my analysis down on the paper. I could say, okay, if this happens, then I'm expecting this area to be a good support and resistance level. If I see this, I would take a long position, and then I would get out of that trade if I seen this. And instead of risking money, I could just paper trade. And I could learn to read the market without losing money, because losing money is a very difficult part of trading. And you know, when you're a beginner, you lose money hand over fist. There's no way to escape it. It takes you time. So I was able to paper trade, and I was also able just to not trade. I could just sit down at the charts, I could see the market coming down, and rather than thinking I have to catch every single move this market makes, I have to wring every little bit of profit out, I could just sit and watch. And in my head I could just say, okay, well, this is my support zone that I've marked in, let's see if the market reacts. And as it was coming down to the zone, as those candles were starting to react, in my head I would say, okay, this is setting up for a bullish position. I would get long after this candlestick, my target would be X, and I would just watch and see if it worked. If it worked, I would go over the reasons why it had worked. If it didn't work, I would go over the reasons why it didn't work. And I would just slowly build that knowledge base, and I was doing it in not only a safe way in regard to my account, but also a healthy way. You know, I wasn't stressed out of my mind. I didn't want to smash my computer up anymore. I could just allow myself to learn. So if you don't have a why for trading, you know, it's a really good idea to find that reason. And maybe your why for trading is the money. Maybe that is, you know, your real passion, and that is what you want. And as long as it is a passion and it's not an obsession and something that you are trying to get very, very quickly, it may work for you. Okay guys, so as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you've all had a great trading week. I'm James Orr and thank you.